Hello. There are people with last name Colello and Smith near me who are involved with some judges and prosecutors that have been refusing to identify themselves legitimately since before the World Trade Center attack every year. They've been switching names too. They attach me to fake conversations with themselves and with others. So there's a Ray Colello too with people on off the state judicial branch offices and on off the state corrections offices who have roles with the Dave, with the military, and there are people with the name Delaferro. These are people with probate court judges and superior court judges, even a district court with a Brian Silver involved with a Leahy family that attached me to fake conversations with themselves as doctors. See, the intelligence family, the intelligence community, foreign and domestic, they have roles with hospitals, with intelligence, like with forced mental evaluations. They've been using those locations to hide lie progressions. And I've been asking for a long time to get one person on name and paper, on paper. They won't do it. They won't do it. Get them on paper, one name and sequence. And they attach me to fake behavior with others. They're playing games. In other words, Wethersfield police have an officer who came to my door, forced himself through the door, and brought the name Scalora up. And the Colellos will confess that is one of their cousins involved with them, with this. And they also said Trinity College. Paul Zano sought me out to confess that years ago. I only know him from confess. I barely know him. And in other words, let's get them on paper, one name and sequence. A whole bunch of people tied to a Luigi Guerrero and his roles with a Jonathan Maiano. See, the intelligence community is messed up. Foreign and domestic military, too, rolls with more World Trade Center predicate acts. The news, too, they can't be communicated. The WFSB attached me to fake conversations with them through the news. Then they won't fix the whole bunch of different stories they put in the news. They did this with WTNH at corners of streets, too. All along Route 175, they've been planting evidences through time. With people that have roles with home break-ins in my area, too. A whole bunch of intelligence families associated with the ones all along Church Street through time, increasingly. They have the news planting evidences at corners on Church Street in Old Wethersfield. It is important you get them on paper, one name and sequence. Judge Napolitano, do what's right. Mandated law. They have your social media involved. Fox Connecticut News, WFSB, and WTNH are roles with the interbreach refusing to identify themselves legitimately. They have their little family members involved. Sick people. Since founding, they couldn't speak for law. They can't speak for reality. They're tactically delusions wrong. You get them on paper, one name and sequence, please. Judge Napolitano, please do what's right. How many times do I have to ask you on here? They've been changing what's recorded on digital. The FBI Director Robert Luskin and the rest of them at the World Trade Center and the spots next to it that day, the night before, and long term before it. Fear God, the hiding plot. I'll rap a lot. What are you going to do? Knock me off the internet more. Get them on paper, one name and sequence. Let's go. Let's get them on paper. We're going to do peaceful. You guys have violence involved. You have people involved, I don't even know their names, with threats on me. And then they would walk by with my neighbors. You guys are planting evidence on all sides of people's houses and theirs, because most people are little punks when they speak with the police. I'll show you how to delineate the delusions. Because more than one former police chief from Wethersfield is involved with predicate acts with kids on this street. A police chief, Cintron. All near where Mazzucato is now in Rocky Hill along Route 3 has something to do with it. The spots next to it. They have with people with the name Oliveri. I never saw him. He saw me. He planted a whole bunch of people tied to clothes, planted evidence on my street with judges' family members. People with the name Smith. People with the fire departments involved. What are they doing with the fire departments and the Russians and the Ukrainians with the Colello? Get them on paper, one name and sequence. Let's go. Follow mandated law.